Hello and welcome to a 50-cent tour of February 7th, 2013. Please take a seat on the Liberty bus, settle in, get comfortable, and shake your head a little bit, clear out your head, and be ready to see some amazing sights as we look at today's news. This is a bummer. This guy he's a We Are Change guy, and police came into his apartment without a warrant. I guess something was going on in the building. They told the story on InfoWars this morning, and I couldn't find a link yet, but when it was all over, he was arrested, and he's been charged with some pretty serious crimes having to do with possessing firearms. Big Food employs cyber armies to confront critics. I was really stuck on this cognitive infiltration idea, and just really want to emphasize how significant this is, how hard they are trying to get a foothold in our heads and direct us. Even if we don't watch TV, they're on the web. They're trying to bring us around to their way of thinking. CIA media infiltration and Operation Mockingbird. This does have more to do with more mainstream media, but huge program, lots of government weight and power behind it. This article, DHS Insider, Obama's Cyber Warriors and Preparing for Collapse. Now, I don't agree with everything in this article. In fact, I think this might partly be a disinfo program that is masked as exposing disinfo. Who knows? It's all so convoluted. Really, you have to process these things for yourselves. He taught this specifically is about a group of young people, I think it's 3,575, who were hired to infiltrate and take down websites, so on and so forth. One reason I don't fully believe this is because this supposedly started at the time of the inauguration, and I know for a fact there was a huge effort to discredit Alex Jones. I started to get emails from friends a couple months ago, and personally I think that really was a concerted attack against Alex, because love him or hate him, he is kind of the vanguard of the truth and liberty movement. He's the one he's out there leading the charge. So he may not be right about everything, but I believe he's sincere, and I believe that he pushes very hard for truth and liberty. The voting fraud numbers are in, and they're shocking. Interestingly enough, there is, this is mentioned, Wood County, Ohio. I used to live there. Maybe somebody voted in my name at the last election, even though I haven't lived there for over 10 years. Anyway, a little proof there that there has been voter fraud. This is a kind of a sign of the times. Postal Service will end Saturday mail delivery. This is going to happen in August. I just feel that this is, this article, the corporate terrorist trolls in Congress want to privatize the U.S. Post Office. Well, it is already mostly privatized. It's not a government agency anymore. If you go to the website, it's USPS.com, not USPS.gov. My reaction to this is that they are just reducing quality of service in this country. We're slowly sinking into more of like a third world country. Wanted to mention this: over 700 people exposed to HIV hepatitis at VA hospital that reused insulin pens. I won't even comment on that. Talk about a third country, man. Disgraceful. A friend sent me a link to this video. I have not watched it yet, but on his word, I'm guessing that it's probably very good. It takes about an hour to watch, which is why I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to this afternoon. The Vatican Project, Australia's future on the line, reality of Agenda 21, your prison and extermination. And this is an audio, that's a video. This is an audio if you prefer to hear the same message without watching the video. Warning about the United Nations plans for sustainability. Now, this is, a friend actually alerted me to this as well, although I had seen it, noticed the article yesterday. This, I haven't listened to or watched this yet either, but I've been told that it ties together chemtrails, toxic vaccines, GMOs, everything that is being done. I believe that they do believe they own us. And, you know, with NDAA and drones and spy drones and some of the other things that are going on, we want to point to the Constitution. But I'd like to just remind you that these people that are not, our government, the U.S. corporation, is really not beholden to honor or uphold the Constitution, although those who have taken office have sworn an oath to uphold and support it. But the organization itself is not the U.S. Republic that was founded upon the Constitution. Invasion of the Nation, Snatchers. My country is not my country. No, it isn't. At the time of the Civil War, the Congress no longer had a quorum when the southern states withdrew, and when that happened, they decided to create a corporation to take the place of the republic. Removing the Shackles has a tremendous explanation of all that on their blog today. Taking it back to the beginning, talking points. This spells out what I was just referring to very clearly, and I really recommend it's bullet points and you can take it in pretty quickly. If you like to listen to audio, Informed Decisions on the PanteraPCA.org website has audio of Jim McBride from Divine Province talking with Ken Cousens, and they make some of these things very clear, why we need to make some kind of a fundamental change and how we can go about doing that. And removing the shackles kind of represents the One People's Public Trust, and this information represents the Divine Province Trust. The two ideas handshake very well. Either one stands on its own also. So if you feel like you've been robbed of your country, you feel like you've been robbed of your sovereignty, that's because you have been. But the good news is there is a way for you to regain it. Hopefully on a large level, our republic will be restored. But ultimately the thing that's important is that we as individuals are aware of who we are and insist that people no longer treat us as their chattel. She who will walk in the dark thanks you for joining her on this tour of the day. And she hopes that you will keep putting one foot in front of the other and be courageous, because the dawn is coming. And weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Take care. Insist on liberty. Insist on being a sovereign. and love one another.